Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Got another book review for you today. What if your entire life was haunted by one moment of loss? So much so that it felt like your entire existence was a mistake. That's The Lingering Sorrow at the Heart of Hot Air Balloon by Son Bo-mi, one of Korea's most delicate and devastating literary voices. So hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm introducing a short story that's both mysterious and emotionally resonant, and it is Hot Air Balloon by Son Bo-mi, translated into English by Jamie Chang. This story was originally published in Korean in 2012, and the English translation came out in 2014 as part of the Asia Publishers K-Fiction series, and you might recognize the very distinctive branding of the K fiction series. Great series of books. And interestingly, this is one of only a few stories by Son Bo-mi currently available in English. So I think there's at least one other story available, and part of one of her novels, which you can find on the Korean Literary Translation Institute's website. There might be one or two somewhere else, but she doesn't have a huge amount available in English. So this is a little bit of a rare gem for us today. And I hope more readers and more Korean literature fans will discover this story and just discover Son Bo-mi in general. And hopefully we'll get some more of her stories and maybe even a novel translated sometime. But anyway, Son debuted back in 2009 and quickly gained critical acclaim. She won the 21st Century Literature Rookie Writer Award for a story called Silence. And then a couple of years later, in 2011, she received the Donga Ilbo Spring Literary Contest Prize for a story called Blanket. And critics often highlight her writing for exploring emotional nuance and relational intimacy, and sometimes quiet psychological turmoil. So anyway, what is a Hot Air Balloon about, and what type of story is Son telling? So I should say this story is part of kind of part of a trilogy. So that story I just mentioned, Blanket, is kind of a prequel to this story, but it hasn't been translated into English as far as I know yet. And then there's another story which is kind of a sequel, or you could consider it a sequel, which also hasn't been translated yet. So in a way, this is the middle section of a trilogy of interconnected stories. But in this story, in this part of the story, Hot Air Balloon is telling the life story of a man from his childhood, an unnamed man from his childhood well into his middle age, so into late middle age. And his life, especially his younger life, is shaped by two tragic incidents. So his mother dies when he is 8 years old. And in dying, she leaves him to be raised by his policeman father. A few years later, his father is injured in an accident at a K-pop concert, which will become significant later in the story. He spends he survives this initial injury and has a limp for some time. But then, not long after this, his father also dies unexpectedly, and so our unnamed protagonist is haunted throughout his life by these two tragedies. And as he goes through the usual life experiences, sort of the typical milestones of life, attending university, doing his military training, studying abroad for a semester, and so on. As he's going through these experiences, he has this feeling that it should have been him that died instead of his mother. and or father. He has this nagging feeling that he can't shake, that there's been a mistake, something went wrong, and that the wrong person died, and it should have been him taking the place of one of his parents. And this feeling seems to infect him for the rest of his life. He just can't get rid of this sort of nagging suspicion. Anyway, one night he sees some strange shapes hovering in the sky, and at first he believes them to be hot air balloons before realizing or coming to the conclusion that they are, in fact, UFOs. And he becomes obsessed with these objects, and they seem to reappear at various points in his life. So when something significant happens in his life, the event is often preceded by or shortly followed by the appearance of one of these mysterious UFOs. And the reader is left to wonder: are they real, or are they a figment of his imagination? Has he conjured them into existence as an aspect or an expression of the trauma he's experienced from the death of his parents? So what does he think they represent, and how does he investigate these UFOs? So there are, of course, a few different ways that we can think about or interpret the presence of these UFOs in our unnamed protagonist's life. As I said, he lives under this constant shadow of the death of his parents, and because they died when he was so young, he feels like it shouldn't have happened. There's been a sort of a cosmic mistake, and he starts to think that maybe there is an alternative life where his parents didn't die when he was young. So some kind of alternate reality, or some kind of different timeline, or a different mirror dimension or something like this. And he can't help but wonder, what would that life look like? And the supernatural possibility that's offered by the UFOs is that maybe there is some way to glimpse or enter, or in some way sort of achieve synthesis with this alternate life where these awful tragedies didn't happen to him. And of course, many of us have what if questions. What if some specific or certain thing hadn't happened, or did happen? And we might often find ourselves yearning for that alternative path, which is now forever lost to us. And this is what the story is tapping into in one way. At the same time, his haunting by these sort of supernatural objects might also just reflect the sort of inescapable burden, the despair and existential angst he feels because of his parents' deaths. It's a very traumatic experience, especially for a young child. And even when he's successful in life with his career as an adult, with a family, ultimately, all of these good things that he has kind of fall apart. And he does this to himself. He destroys his family by setting everything on fire. So the UFO could also represent this inescapable burden that he has, that just keeps dragging him down, that he can't escape from. And of course, this is also something that we can observe in ourselves, and maybe others around us. Many of us have a flaw or a problem that, if but for that problem, we would be happier or more successful, or more content with our position in life, right? So anyway, we've got two options here. One, it's this hope for an alternate life. So the UFOs might represent the longing for a parallel version of his life, one where his parents didn't die, where things didn't fall apart. And this what if yearning is, of course, something many of us can relate to. And the other idea is just it's a haunting metaphor for grief. No matter how far he runs or how much he accomplishes, this shadow follows him. And the UFOs appear like ghosts, not of people, but of possibilities, and just keep dragging him back down. So there is a couple of ways, at least, that we can understand this story, and it taps into these human experiences that are common for many of us. So what about Sohn's writing style? So she writes this story in a way that is oblique and elusive. There's gaps in the narrative. There are sort of subtle shifts in tone and deliberately unanswered questions. And what's powerful here is not just what she tells us, but the significant things that she's leaving us out and leaving us to ponder. So her style here demands something from the reader. We have to fill in the blanks and interpret these strategic silences. And in doing so, of course, we might confront some of our own what ifs. And it's the kind of story that I think lingers with you, not because it's shocking, but because it's quietly unsettling. So, have you read Hot Air Balloon or any other works by Son Bo-mi? Have you seen any UFOs? What do you think the UFOs represent? And have you what are your what ifs? And anyway, as always, like the video if you feel like it. Subscribe for more reviews and hit the bell thing so you never miss an upload. And take care. I will see you in the next video.